Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, March 4th. Welcome to KPVU Panther News Network. I'm Cohen Parker.
And I'm Zacaria Mehn. Here's your news for today.
Damian Alexander Saiz, 19, has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It turns out he wasn't a student at the school. The authorities believe he was the man captured on the video wearing a black hoodie with a red design, black shorts and sandals, and carrying a gun. Further investigation disclosed that he allegedly threatened his friend after he refused to drive him away from the scene. The shooting occurred on February 28th across the street from the school after dismissal around 2:55 p.m. It started as a fight and ended to gunfire. According to court documents, the fight had been planned prior to the day. Pasadena police say they were on the scene only 3 minutes after getting the call. When they arrived on the scene, they found 2 Memorial High School students injured, one shot in the chest and the other in the left arm. According to court documents, the 16-year-old boy who was shot in the chest was airlifted to the hospital and also had a collapsed lung. While the second victim's age wasn't provided, he received stitches for the gunshot wound on his arm. Witnesses say the fight between the group of boys in a parking lot after school quickly escalated to gunfire when one of them pulled out a gun and started shooting into the crowd. After the gunshot sounded, the driver said he rushed back to his truck, unaware of who had fired them. When the driver realized Saiz fired the shots, he told him to get out. However, in response, Saiz pointed the gun at him and told him to drive away. They drove to a large field and Saiz got out of the truck. He hasn't seen Saiz since.
President Trump has announced that starting Tuesday, the United States will impose a 25% tariff on all imports from Mexico and Canada, while doubling existing tariffs on Chinese goods from 10% to 20%. These measures are intended to pressure these countries on trade issues and increase government revenue. Economists warn that such tariffs could lead to higher consumer prices and slow economic growth in the U.S. The increased costs may exacerbate inflation, which remains a concern post-COVID-19 reopening, and could prolong high interest rates affecting mortgages and loans. In response, Canada and Mexico have announced plans for retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products, raising concerns about a potential trade war. Major retailers like Target and Best Buy have reported potential profit pressures due to the tariffs. The Federal Reserve is expected to hold interest rates steady amid uncertainty regarding the economic impact of these trade measures. These developments have led to increased market volatility with significant declines in major stock indices. The S&P 500 fell 1%, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 572 points, and the NASDAQ Composite declined by 0.3%. Investors are concerned about the escalating trade tensions and their potential impact on the global economy. As the situation unfolds, businesses and consumers alike are bracing for the potential impacts of these new tariffs and the ensuing international responses.
A Houston woman is now in intensive care after a vicious dog attack in Houston's 5th Ward. She was one of 5 victims attacked in the area over the past 2 weeks. The majority of the injuries are too graphic for television, but victims have opened up about their experiences. Lonnie Stubblefield Jr., recovering from a bite on his left calf, states 4 of them got me, 1 in the front and 2 on the side. Since February 16th, officials say a pack of dogs terrorized residents near Crane and Russell Streets. 1 woman remains in ICU and others are recovering from severe wounds. Vincent Thomas, who spent 8 days in the hospital after an attack on Crane Street, stated, "They started biting my head, my jaw bit my teeth out. I thought I was going to lose my life. The attack lasted minutes, not seconds." Thomas was riding a bicycle when dogs charged at him. He was already undergone reconstructive surgery and will need more procedures done. Tony Fields, the latest victim, was out for a jog when he was attacked. He stated, "I turned around, but it was too late. One grabbed my right leg, the other grabbed my left. They should be held accountable because I could have been dead." For more of this story, follow Jessica Willie on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
In more local news, the National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for the Houston area, effective from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. today, due to a combination of low humidity and gusty winds increasing the risk of wildfires. The warning encompasses regions along and west of Interstate 45, including Houston and Galveston. Residents are advised to avoid activities that could ignite fires, such as open flames, and to properly dispose of cigarettes. In response to these conditions, Governor Greg Abbott has elevated the state's emergency readiness for 236 counties and directed agencies to support local wildfire response efforts. Additionally, Houston is experiencing severe weather conditions, including damaging winds and potential tornadoes, particularly in areas east of I-45. These storms are expected to intensify throughout the morning, with the highest risk period extending until midday. Residents are urged to stay informed about weather conditions and adhere to safety guidelines to mitigate wildfire risk and ensure personal safety during this period of heightened fire danger and severe weather.
This is Panther News Network. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with our commercial.
Thanks for staying with us. Here's your remaining news for today.
For our own PV News, Prairie View A&M's College of Nursing has announced that Dr. Anthony Fauci will be distinguished speaker for its Spring 2025 Leadership Lecture Series. The event, Leading with Vision and Passion, Dr. Anthony Fauci on Global Health and Leadership Development, will take place via webinar on Tuesday, March 4th from noon to 1:30 p.m. Dr. Fauci, who is a world-renowned public health expert and former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, has been a key figure in national and global health policy. Currently a professor at Georgetown University, he has advised 7 U.S. presidents and led efforts in combating infectious diseases. Dr. Alyssa Harris, Dean of College of Nursing, expresses the importance of the event, stating, Dr. Fauci's career embodies justice, human rights, and service to others, core values that PVAMU seeks to instill in its students. Although he is not a nurse, his influence on public health, patient care, and healthcare. Students and faculty, staff, and alumni, and community partners are encouraged to register for this free event. Group viewings are available at the College of Nursing Auditorium in Houston, at the Julius W. Beckton Jr. Auditorium on the main campus. For more information, visit pvamu.edu.
In HBCU news, Fisk University's gymnastic team has made history by becoming the first HBCU to defeat both NCAA Division I and Division II programs in the same meet. On the final day of Black History Month, the Bulldogs secured victories over Southeast Missouri State University, which is a D1 school, and the University of Bridgeport, which is a D2 school. In addition to these landmark wins, the team achieved their highest scores in program history, including a 194.6 overall team score, 48.925 on floor, and 49.25 on bars. This victory is significant not only for Fisk University, but for the broader HBCU community, symbolizing perseverance, unity, and the breaking of barriers. The Bulldogs aim to continue their momentum as they head to Shreveport, Louisiana to compete against Century University on March 8th.
For entertainment news, some can say Adam Sandler went full Billy Madison on the 2025 Academy Awards Sunday night. During opening monologue, Oscars host Conan O'Brien took it upon himself to act as fashion police and told the celebrity-studded crowd that it was the utmost importance that everyone is properly dressed for the event. He then took shot at someone who didn't quite look the part. "You dress well, Adam," he said sarcastically to Sandler, who was sitting on the aisle seat with basketball shorts and a blue hoodie. "What are you wearing?" O'Brien pressed. That caused Sandler to throw a full tantrum in front of everyone. "Nobody even thought about what I was wearing till you brought it up." O'Brien then states, "You're dressed like a guy playing a video poker at 2 a.m., Adam." Sandman clapped back with, "You know what, Conan? I like the way I look. I don't care about what I wear or what I don't wear. Goodbye my snazzy gym shorts and fluffy sweatshirt that offend you to so much that you had to mock me in front of my peers." O'Brien attempted to apologize to Sandler, but Sandler was so fired up and he prepared to leave.
In a dazzling conclusion to Hollywood's biggest night, music powerhouses Beyonce and Jay-Z hosted their exclusive Oscars after party at Los Angeles' famed Chateau Marmont. The star-studded event attracted a who's who of the entertainment industry, blending the worlds of music and film in an unforgettable celebration. Among the notable attendees were actress and singer Keke Palmer, who made a striking entrance, and actor Timothy Chalamet, who, despite not taking home an Oscar, appeared in high spirits alongside Kylie Jenner. Vin Diesel arrived in style, embodying his signature charisma, while Taraji P. Henson and Karrueche Tran added to the evening's glamour. Singer Chappelle Roan, fresh from a duet performance with Elton John earlier in the night, continued her industry takeover by joining the festivities. The event was part of a series of high-profile celebrations following the 2025 Academy Awards, with other notable gatherings including the 31st Vanity Fair party, Madonna and Guy Oseari's 17th annual event, and the Elton John's AIDS Foundation viewing party. These soirees showcased stunning fashion statements from celebrities such as Demi Moore, Selena Gomez, Kim Kardashian, and Olivia Rodrigo, each donning creations from renowned designers. Beyonce and Jay-Z's Gold Party has solidified its status as a premier post-Oscars event, offering a glamorous and intimate setting for A-list stars to celebrate Hollywood's most prestigious evening. That's your news for today. Keep watching to watch more of the Panther News Network team with their daily segments. But first, let's go to the weather. Take it away.
Good afternoon, I'm Kazadi Evans with your Prairie View weather update. Let's get into the week's weather. Starting with today, expect windy and warm conditions as clouds clear out, making way for sunshine. However, be mindful of blowing dust this afternoon as gusty winds pick up. The high will reach 77 before cooling down to 50 tonight. Moving into Wednesday, we'll see plenty of sunshine but breezy conditions, keeping things cool, a high of 68 and a low of 51. By Thursday, plenty sun skies will keep temperatures mild with a high of 69 and a low of 55. Friday starts off cloudy, but don't worry, the sunshine returns and temperatures will stay warm up to 80, dropping to 62 overnight. Heading into the weekend, Saturday brings cloudy skies and some scattered showers with a high of 71 and a low of 43. Sunday will be a windy one with morning clouds giving way to some afternoon sunshines, a high of 68 and a low of 53. Now that's all we have here for today. I'm Kazadi, and this was your current PV weather.
Welcome to Org Spotlight, where we highlight one of the many orgs here at PVAMU. I'm your host, Zacaria Mehn, and today I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Tia Harris. I'm the president of Locks and Keys.
Okay, so could you give us, how do I say it, like an overview of what Locks and Keys is and like what made you want to start Locks and Keys?
Sure. So, Locks and Keys, we are a K-pop social club, and with dancing on the side. And what made us want to start this is we wanted a third place or a sense of community for people who like K-pop, because a lot of us are very shy and timid, and so we just wanted to get out there and have an easier way, because especially for incoming freshmen, it can be hard. So we wanted to help people get out there and make friends when doing something that they love, which is talking about K-pop.
Okay, so what inspired, like how did you get into K-pop yourself?
I got into K-pop in middle school. I was about 12, and it was just one day after school. I was on YouTube and I was watching videos, and I saw some of my favorite YouTubers at the time. They were reacting to K-pop, and so ever since then I've just liked the music and the sound.
Yeah, I get it. How do you think K-pop is detrimental, or like it attends to Black people, especially that go to an HBCU? Like,
well, for the Black community, I feel like K-pop uses a lot of our sound, and so I think that is what the appeal, especially within our community. I feel like since they use a lot of our sound, it's just very easy to catch on to, and a lot of our fashion as well. A lot of the fashion in K-pop is inspired by Black culture, and so I think that's why the Black community and K-pop are kind of hand in hand.
okay. So would you like, Do you have any recommendations of K-pop to people that don't listen to it? Like specifically people that like R&B music, because I know like I've heard some K-pop songs myself, and they tend to like gravitate towards like R&B, supposedly like 90s R&B. So do you have any like recommendations or anything like that?
Recommendations. Currently, I'm listening to a song. It's called "The Chase" by a new group called Hearts to Hearts, and it's very R&B. It was written by the girl group, a British girl group called Flow, and they are a British R&B girl group. And then another one would be, it's more on the poppy side, but it's called Strategy, and it's by Twice, and Megan Thee Stallion is featured on it. And so I feel like if you want to get into K-pop, that's a good starter for like people who want to get into it.
Okay. So could you also give me your role as, like, what are you in Lock and Keys? Are you the president, vice president?
For Locks and Keys, I am the president, and so at the moment, yes, I just recently became the president. Of
Okay,
Locks and Keys.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So what is your role as president?
So my role is, when it comes to especially our dancing videos, I do edit them. I do mix the music as well. I'm also like, I plan our big events, and I just make sure our environment stays comfortable for everyone, and everyone feels welcomed as well.
Okay, so I did hear that you do dances. Do you do cover dances? Like, do you do the dances from the videos? Do you make up your own? Do you do the random dance pop-ups? Do y'all go to those?
We do cover dances. So whatever is new at the moment, or just whatever we're feeling, we do covers to them. Recently, we just did our Valentine's Day medley to a song called Giddy by a girl group called Kepler, and then Strategy by Twice. And so that's what we did recently. And upcoming, we have a song called Whiplash by a group called Aspa.
Okay, I was just about to ask you about, like, is that just the only upcoming thing that y'all have going on?
Currently, because we are in the switching process, because we used to be strictly dance, but now we added the social club, and so we are in the process of switching over to social clubs with dancing on the side. And so that is currently all we have at the moment, just to not stress members out with a lot going on.
Okay. So I want to thank you for joining us today. Could you give not your last name, could you say your club and the Instagram handle, just so people know when they watch this what they can expect?
Yes.
What to follow?
Our Instagram is Locks and Keys, locks with a Z at the end, .n.keys with a Z at the end, 14. And then for upcoming events, on the 19th, we do have a Deco Day, and that's from 6 to 8 p.m. And what that entails is we're just decorating photo cards, which is very big in K-pop, and we're also just talking about K-pop and listening to music. And then on the 27th of March, we will be having a random play dance from 6 to 8 in the rec, and that is just, anybody can come, whether you're in the group or not in the group, and you can just dance to K-pop. We'll have like other things as well, like you can do photo cards on the side and all that, and so it's just something to help people get out there and show their love for K-pop.
Okay, well, thank you once again for watching another Org Spotlight. To watch this one and many others, please watch our YouTube at KPVU-TV. Once again, I'm your host, Zacaria Mehn, and I'm here with
Tia Harris.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our other segments coming up.
Good evening, I'm Chloe Stubblefield, and this is A Bone to Pick, where we address issues affecting our student life here at Prairie View A&M University. Tonight, we're diving into a campus issue that hits every student right in the wallet, the PVAMU bookstore. Now, when you hear the word bookstore, you think of a place with books, right? Well, not here. Instead of shelves lined with textbooks, you'll find overpriced hoodies, marked up school supplies, and digital books that somehow cost just as much as a physical copy, without any of the benefits. It's like walking into a luxury boutique instead of a store meant to help students. So why are we paying so much for so little? Let's break it down. One of the biggest issues is the lack of actual books. Once upon a time, students could walk into a bookstore and pick up their physical copy of their required textbooks. Now, good luck. The bookstore has shifted almost entirely to digital textbooks. And while that may sound convenient, there's a major downside. These online versions aren't cheaper. In fact, they cost just as much as the printed book. And the worst part, you don't get to keep it. Once the semester is over, that expensive purchase disappears into the digital void. No reselling it, no passing it down to a friend, just another hit to the student budget. And if you thought you could at least grab some school supplies at a reasonable price, think again. Need a simple textbook? Expect to pay double what you would at a regular store. A pack of pens or highlighters? Overpriced. A basic binder? Somehow more expensive than the textbook you needed it for. It's as if the bookstore assumes students have unlimited spending money. Meanwhile, the most of us are trying to make it to our next paycheck. Now let's talk about the PVAMU merch. We all love showing off our Panther pride, but with these prices, it's a struggle. A single hoodie can run you upwards of $60. A basic t-shirt can be $30, and even small items like keychains or water bottles are priced way higher than they should be. It's as if the bookstore is competing with high-end realtors, except instead of designer labels, it's just our school logo. And don't even think about buying an umbrella when it starts raining on campus. You'll be paying a premium penny just to stay dry. And the problem isn't just about pricing, it's about accessibility. With textbook costs soaring high, many students are forced to make tough choices. Do you buy the book or do you take your chances without it? Some students resort to sharing, searching for used copies, or even trying to get by with summaries online. And while some professors do try to help by providing free resources, not every class offers that option. At the end of the day, education should be accessible, not locked behind paywalls disguised as digital books. So what can we do about it? First, we as students need to explore our options. Before buying anything from the bookstore, check online retailers, use book websites, or even retail options. Websites like Chegg, Amazon, and even Reddit Textbook Exchange can help you find what you need at a fraction of the cost. Second, PV needs to take a hard look at its pricing. If we're expected to buy from the bookstore, then it should be reasonably priced, not a financial burden. And third, we need to keep speaking up. The more students voice their frustrations, the more pressure there is for change. College is already expensive enough. Students shouldn't have to choose between buying required textbook or affording their next meal. And as for school supplies and merch, let's just say until prices drop, you're better off making that Walmart run. For now, I'm Chloe Stubblefield, and this has been A Bone to Pick. Keep your eyes on your budget, PV, because with these prices, every penny counts.
Hello, I'm Justin Lewis, and you're watching For the Culture, and happy Women's History Month. Yesterday, we talked about how Barbara Jordan has used her voice to create change. Although the queen we're discussing today wasn't in the same field as Jordan, but she still made a huge impact in the Black community in her own way. Della Reese, born Della Reese Patricia Early, was born on July 6, 1931 in Detroit, Michigan. Starting off as a church member at the age 6, she sang gospel music. At age 13, she was hired by the late Mahalia Jackson to sing with her group. Her big break came when she won a contest that gave her a week, singing at Detroit's famed Flame Show Bar. That 1 week then became 8 weeks. The experience exposed her talents to great music greats such as Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, and many more. In 1953, Reese moved to New York City and became a vocalist with the Ernestine Hawkins Orchestra. Shortly after, she signed a recording contract with Jubilee Records. Her first major hit was "And That Reminds Me of You." She was then that year's Billboard Most Promising Singer. In 1959, Reese signed a new contract with RCA in 1959, in which her new song, "Don't You Know," was her biggest hit. She was then nominated for a Grammy's Best Female Vocalist. This led to Reese's performing in Las Vegas for the next 9 years. Her biggest hit song continued to play for the next 30 years. From the late 50s to the early 60s, she launched her historical television career. She appeared on shows like the Perry Como Show, the Jackson Glenson Show, and many appearances on the Ed Sullivan Show. In 1994, she was a part of the hit show Touched by an Angel. Reese was honored for her talents in 1994 with a star on the Holiday Walk of Fame. She passed away on November 19, 2017 at the age of 86. We'll forever appreciate her talents and her aspiring breakthrough. She is another great part of Black history. I'm Justin Lewis, and this is For the Culture.
This concludes our news for the afternoon. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube on KPVU-TV. Thank you so much for watching Panther News Network. Until next time, I'm Cohen Parker.
And I'm Zacaria Mehn. Thank you and see you again.